We're in an appreciating market with prices rising. So what happens when an appraisal comes in low? Hi, I'm Margaret Jackson with the Professional Agent Group at Keller Williams Realty. I just had this happen actually for a fellow agent who called me for some coaching on this exact situation. In a rapidly appreciating seller's market like we're in right now, it's common for an appraisal to come in lower than the agreed upon purchase price. The appraiser's job is to check the value of the home and make sure that the bank's protected in case of mortgage default. So keep in mind that while a home is ultimately worth what a buyer is willing to pay for it, when we're negotiating in these kind of market conditions, the buyer will often offer a price that's higher than what recent comparable sales have closed for. The appraiser can only use closed sales for their valuations, which may have closed back when the market was different. And in an increasing market like this, it can be hard for them to support a higher price, and their appraisal is peer reviewed. So what happens when an appraisal comes in below the agreed price? Well, firstly, check it for accuracy. Is there an error on there or a typo, like the square footage is wrong? If there isn't a typo, then you could consider a rebuttal, submitting some new comparables to the lender for reconsideration. Now, that tends to be a bit of a long shot. Even if there are stronger comps, they might not fit the criteria that the appraiser was given to use. So usually what happens, the buyer and seller have to come back to the table together to renegotiate. The seller could agree to take less, or the buyer could agree to pay the difference in cash. What we're seeing in this market, though, often sellers and buyers are going to contract without an appraisal contingency in there. This is a competitive environment, so if you're a buyer, you need to understand what you're getting into. If you're putting, say, 20% down and you've got that cash on hand, you could reduce the amount that you're putting down on your loan and maybe put down 10% or even 5% on the loan and use the additional money to bridge that gap. But that's not for everybody. Remember, a house only closes when we've got a ready, willing and able buyer that's able to close on the house. And again, that's not the situation that's the case for everybody either. There might not be that room in the transaction to be able to negotiate that difference away. In the event that you're not able to come back to the table and renegotiate something that's agreeable, then the contract is going to end and your agents should be able to advise you on what happens in that situation. So that's it in a nutshell. There are some other things we could talk about, like what happens if that's in new construction and the house doesn't appraise. If you're in that situation or you're concerned about it, you can reach out, give us a call. We're happy to answer questions for you, and we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.